Soul Hackers 2. We're the first hour of this stream. We're gonna be talking about Soul Hackers 2.
Fair enough.
Lewis, have you? I know Gab's seen it. Lewis, have you seen the trailer?
Yeah. Too early in the morning today.
Okay. Elcrest, I assume you've seen it as well, though you're probably not going to respond right now.
He's dead.
He's dead. Well, anyway, yeah, people are talking about it. There's, people have thoughts. I currently have the trailer just kind of playing in the background right now. But people have thoughts about it, and, I just wanted to get some people together before, you know, going into the 13 Sentinel stream, which you guys don't have to stay for. But I just wanted to talk about this with some people because I think the discourse surrounding this game has been interesting. I have feelings on the game. Other people have feelings on the game. And I just wanted to see what some other people think and talk about various different aspects of it.
Wait, this isn't about Persona 5 3?
No!
I'm out.
Oh, he left. He left. He's back. Well, let me pull up. Boop, 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 boo.
Where's Elcrest?
He said he was getting his mic connected.
His what?
He's getting his mic connected.
Oh, alright.
I'm pulling up the Persona Central article that talks about, it gives more information about like the game and its various systems and that kind of thing. I'm trying to pull that up right now. So, just first impressions based off the trailer. What did you guys think?
Well, Gab first, if she wants.
God game. It was a god game.
God game.
No, it was. I don't know. I like it. It definitely feels way more anime than before. They all have guns, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The robot thing, I don't know how I feel about that. But there's been robots in so many Atlas games now.
The robot thing? Which do you mean? I'm blanking.
Robot girls. They don't look like humans, is what I'm trying to say. They don't.
Ringo and Figu or whatever.
Figu.
Yeah. I think they're so. This I don't mean to like go too into. Well, you know, I'll go into that a bit later on. Because there is a story synopsis on the Persona Central article. I can go into that later. But anyway, Lewis, what'd you think?
I don't want to get too ahead of this conversation already, but when I look at it, I thought, okay, more Shin Megami Tensei in general is always a good thing in my eyes. Mm-hmm. I can say I like the colors, the art style is different, but I hated that throughout the trailer I was thinking, not unironically, this gives me Persona 5 vibes, and I hated that. And it got even worse when they tell you, oh, you pre-order and get your Phantom Thieves costumes, and I'm like, no!
Yeah, that's one of the sticking points people have. I'll say, since Elcrest is still MIA right now, I will say that, when I was watching it, first thing I did is I woke up. I literally woke up, and the very first thing I saw was this. And I didn't want to give my impression or anything at that moment because I was like, I literally just woke up. I don't trust myself to have a good opinion on this or be able to word things right or even formulate how I feel. So I wanted to sit on it and think. So I sat for an hour, and in that time, I looked at what other people thought. And then I was like, okay, I've watched it again. I think I have an idea of how I feel. So I went on Twitter, and I typed, I think it looks neat. When another thing, similar how you said it gave you Persona 5 vibes, I can definitely see that, but the vibes that I was getting specifically was Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, which, oh hey, I'm not the only person who says it looks kind of like Cyber Sleuth. And hey, if you guys, I don't know, go back to a video I made a year and a half ago, I'm like, hey, Soul Hackers is a lot like Cyber Sleuth, isn't it? And I feel proven right now. I feel proven right that Soul Hackers, or not Soul Hackers, that Cyber Sleuth took influence from Cyber Sleuth, or from Soul Hackers. Fuck.
Is it the same artist, though?
Close. Cyber Sleuth had the same character designer as the character designer for Devil Survivor. And you can really see it in the design of the protagonist from Devil Survivor 2 and a character who is a supporting character in Digimon.
Okay.
But yeah, it's...
I do have an interesting installment, by the way.
Mm.
So we're figuring out now that the character designers for Ringo and Figu are actually done by VTuber designer, and the rest of the characters are done by Comiket or Shiro Miwa or whatever.
Oh, so not I thought all of them were done by the same guy. They're all done by different only the two main ones.
Yeah, so the two main, which makes sense to me because to me they felt more like VTuber. Just, you know what I mean? Like when you look at them,
they feel more foreign.
Yeah, I could totally see it being a VTuber designer just because seeing so many, VTubers come up nowadays, it just makes sense, I guess.
So, according to the article, it says here the character designer is Shiro Miwa. I'm going to Google Shiro Miwa because he is actually a mangaka who, thanks to LaRue doing the digging for me, he is actually a fan. He has been a vocal fan of Atlas and has drawn a lot of fan art of Megaten specifically.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that now he is working on an official Megaten product. But in the past he did... Oh, come on. There was some series he did that was being highlighted, but... I can't find it. He's done character designs for other things. He apparently worked on Kiznaver, which I can kind of see. Kiznaver had a very angular aesthetic to it. He also did Joker Game, which I have not watched. That sounds familiar. But
oh, wait, is that an anime? That's Darwin's Game.
What?
Is that an anime, Joker's Game? It sounds like Darwin's Game.
Yeah, Joker Game. It is an anime that aired from April 2016 to June 2016. That is short.
Yeah, never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I'll say I like his I like the designs. My feelings, I think if you've seen my Twitter, I've been very vocal about my feelings with it. I think it looks good. I think a lot of people freaking out are being too harsh on it. But there are, I can still see why people would have issues. Anyway, now that Elcrest is here proper, say what you're going to say, and then I have a question for you.
I definitely think with especially SMT5 and Soul Hackers, we've been transitioning into a more stylized / new version of what we've had before. I feel like it started with Persona 5 somewhat, but Persona 5 is still holding on to a lot of old stuff. I feel like Soul Hackers especially is really showcasing the new talent Atlas is getting as of late for art and such.
Yeah. Anyway, question I want to ask you. What was your first impression watching the trailer?
My first impression was I didn't get to watch it. I've fucking been busy all day. I apologize, but
maybe you should watch it.
Fuck this.
All I know is with the announcement, I'm very excited for it because.
Well, from what you've seen, how are you feeling?
From what I have seen of the Soul Hackers stuff, it really looks interesting. I'm happy something like Soul Hackers is getting this sequel. There's a lot of good games out there that will never get sequels, and I have to accept that fact. I'm glad Soul Hackers is one of them that is getting a sequel.
It's so weird that it's getting a sequel 25 years later. And not only that, but like it's treating it like Soul Hackers was its own standalone thing, but Soul Hackers was the second entry in a spin-off series, and they're now treating the second entry as its own spin-off series. Kind of.
Yeah.
Because they completely dropped... Because the original name in Japan was Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, and then in the West, when we got the 3DS version in 2013, it was Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. Now, it is literally just Soul Hackers. They've completely dropped the Devil Summoner and the SMT, but they've just completely dropped the Devil Summoner part from all releases worldwide. And I think that's really weird, but I also think that's really interesting.
I mean, I hate to make the comparison, but it's not too different like when Persona dropped the Shin Megami Tensei subtitle.
Yeah, that's the most obvious like connection, the most obvious parallel. But the main thing, I guess, there is that Persona in Japan never had the SMT moniker. It had the Megami Ibonroku moniker, but that only was for the first game. But yeah, it's strange. It's strange that they're doing this, but I'm totally open to it.
I think it's like Atlas treating its spin-offs with more respect now, because a lot of the spin-offs felt like, how to say, it felt like Persona was their Golden Boy spin-off, of course, but it always felt like other spin-offs were this little, oh, look at this little thing, have fun with it, and then you can move on, that's something new. For example, Devil Survivor, I always find that to be an amazing game, but it's a crime that did not get as much attention as it deserved. I get it got the sequel, but that, of course, wasn't as quality. So I feel like this is really Atlas saying, hey, we're branching out with our spin-offs, we're trying to do something more, and this is our first big step.
Sorry, I mean, it may also just be a marketing strategy, because maybe if people see Shin Megami Tensei as a subtitle, they might get drawn away because of the difficulty, the popularity it has, you could say.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of things. And I'm also inclined to believe that that's one of the reasons the art style is so different from the other Devil Summoner games. Maybe if people see this Atlas game with SMT elements that has this modern VTuber vibe, maybe they might be more attracted to it.
Maybe. So
maybe
that's kind of the main thing people have been talking about, is it looks anime as hell. It looks really anime, and in the anime sense of being like very like flashy and colorful and like sexy ladies and stuff. It looks very Persona, as you, Lewis, as you said. It reminded you of P5 a lot, which I can totally see, but I had a different perspective. But anyway,
even Colin called the main character Neon Pyra, because it gives those anime vibes from Xenoblade 2, Persona 5, TMS. Oh shit, TMS, fucking TMS.
TMS, Digimon Cyber Sleuth, AI the Somnium Files.
I've seen a number of people also say the Somnium Files. Yeah.
It does, because the cover looks similar.
I can see.
Okay.
Not only that, but the characters are very lanky. They're very lanky, like an eye. But anyway, that's been a thing a lot of people have been talking about. A lot of people have been complaining about. And I mean no offense when I say this to people, but I feel like people are being too hard on the new style. I look at this style and I just see this is still... So the original game is it's cyberpunk. It is very cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, the whole idea is it is a technologically advanced future that deals a lot with high technology, low humanity. It deals a lot of things with like humans' relationship with technology and what it means to transcend that and that kind of thing. Soul Hackers is very much like that, but it's much, it's goofier with it. It's not like Blade Runner where it's like this really deep and serious and dramatic, whatever. This, I look at this and I think this is still that same idea. This is just the modern equivalent of what the original game did. Back in the 90s, that style would also be just as, like, common. It would also be just as common back then. Because I can think of a number of things that were also had a similar look to it. And I just look at it, I'm like, yeah, that was then. And this looks like the modern day equivalent of that same idea for, like, an anime cyberpunk type game. I don't know. I'm not as harsh on it because I feel like this is still the same mentality. It's just a modern take on it. But I can also understand how people could be like, oh, it looks too goofy, or not goofy, but it looks too anime and, like, poppy, and I don't know.
Actually, there's something I saw many people say today that caught my attention, that the art style on its own is not bad, but the main problem is that if you just look at it, remove the Soul Hacker's name, whatever, and the game looks like any generic anime JRPG from the PS4 that you will see at any store. Like one JRPG that is just there.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think a lot of that is just we've come a long ways from the original Soul Hackers, because again, Soul Hackers is 25 years old. Not only has the people working at Atlas changed, but it also the trends, the times have changed. What people like has changed. So what would have been, like, cool and slick back then,
and it's still a very strong artistic whiplash, because Devil Summer has always been associated with this mid-90s anime art style that was really cool. Mm-hmm. So to change that all of a sudden to this extremely modern one, yeah, it throws you off.
It's very jarring.
I also think that's kind of the point with it.
It could be.
I don't know. But real quick, I wanted to read have you guys seen the synopsis? I don't know. I'm sure Lewis and Elcrest have not seen the synopsis, but Gab, have you seen it?
No, I didn't read anything about it. Okay. Actually, I just asked Spider what the shark teeth guy's name was, because I think he's my favorite so far. I don't know why, but here, I'll send it to you. There's a GIF of this rapper who has, like, I'll send it to you. Who has shark teeth like that?
I know who you're talking about. Is like
his name's
my main goal is to blow up. That dude.
It's Riff Raff. Yeah, the character in the game's named Saizo, so I don't know how they're gonna translate that.
Well, anyway,
but he's my favorite. Anybody else got favorites?
At the moment I'm really liking Ringo, the main protagonist.
Ringo, yeah.
I'm really liking Ringo.
She's neon.
Oh, Ringo is the main protagonist?
Yeah. The green girl is.
The girl is the protagonist.
I thought she was, like, the sidekick, the Atlas female sidekick they always love to put.
I didn't
know she was a protagonist.
I was thinking she was gonna be the Nemissa of the game, where she's not the main character, but she may as well be. That you played as some generic dude, but no, looking at the actual breakdown and also how they're marketing everything, she's the main character.
Let's go! One for women!
Yeah, this is the first Atlas game since, like, P3P to have a female main character. Not even just Mega, just this Atlas game, period.
Wait, the Naharu is not female?
No.
Oh, no? Lewis, I'm so sorry.
I know. I'm aware. I'm just fucking around.
You probably need to go wash yourself. I bet you
probably need to go to therapy after this.
I think you need to.
I already went to therapy. That's the worst part, man.
You got some problems now, I bet.
Wouldn't it be
SMT therapy?
Atlas, I know, I'm just joking here, but wouldn't it be funny if Atlas pulled a troll and was like, "Just kidding, it's a boy. Ringo's actually a boy."
that would be funny in its own right.
But doesn't the Joker outfit have, like, boobs on it?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's for one of the female characters, is it not?
I'm just fucking.
It's for the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, the Persona outfits, they only showed 4 of them.
They look cool.
They look good. I really like how in Ringo's Joker outfit, her hair is black, but the neon green from underneath her hair is now like a bright neon red. I thought that was a really cool
It was
detail.
cool. Yeah, I like that.
It
It's
is.
like they made it her and him without fully giving away her character to the outfit.
But anyway,
like
I want
cosplay.
Yeah. I wanted to read the story synopsis because people aren't really talking about the story too much. To be honest, I'm not seeing most people talk about anything other than how the game looks. So I just kind of wanted to read that off. So it says, the story takes place in the middle of the 21st century, a little further into the future than the present, with devil summoners, people who summon demons to help others. There are two opposing devil summoner factions, Yatagarasu and the Phantom Society. For those who don't know, the Phantom Society is, they're the main villains from the original Soul Hackers. They're also a group that was somewhat touched on in the original Devil Summoner. From my understanding, I have not played the original Devil Summoner, but my understanding is they were mentioned, but they were not really like a constant prevalent thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, one day, Ion, a supernatural being that watches over the world, detects its end. Ion begins... Fuck me. Ion beings, Ringo and Figue, Figue, descend into the human world to avoid the cataclysm, but the targets they need to protect have already been killed. Ringo executes Ion's special soul hack ability, reviving the targets. Given a second chance, Ringo and Figue join forces with the Devil Summoners who have been resurrected from the brink of death to pursue a mystery with the future of the world at stake. Will they be able to avert ruin? So I think that's the idea, that they get there and they already failed, is like kind of interesting. And I wonder if there's going to be this big deal of like, we cannot let these people die. And like, there's this like constant fear of we have to protect them, because it seems like the people that you need to protect are the rest of your party members, Arrow, Milady, and Cizo, or however you say his name. It seems like they're the ones that you need to like protect.
When you said Cizo, I just, in my mind, I was like, Doja Cat, say so.
Why don't you see so? Sizo?
Sizo.
I don't know.
Didn't even notice.
But yeah, I think that plot sounds kind of interesting. I'm curious to see where it goes.
It definitely has a lot of potential, and I think it's different enough from normal SMT sort of plots to really give a good feeling so far. Like my hopes are high with this, because it's not like...
have a good story, or I'm going straight to Atlas JP, and I'm telling them, this ain't it.
You heard it here first. Scab is gonna blow up Atlas JP.
No.
I love Atlas. I want to take a picture with the
Atlas.
She hates Atlas so much.
Gabmew is a domestic terrorist. Let it be known.
No. No.
But anyway, one thing real quick I wanted to say, we kind of touched on this earlier, but I do really like the character designs. What I really like about them is that they're not simply just generic like anime schoolgirl stuff. What I like about them is that outside of Arrow, which is the dude with the brown hair, and he's wearing like the hoodie, outside of him, all of them are designed to look like 1930s mobsters in their own way. Milady looks like a burlesque girl. Sizo straight up looks like the mafia.
He is. I am the mafia.
Ringo looks very extravagant. Like I really like the general direction they're going with the characters. They're also not too. They don't fall too into the groan where they like, oh, here's the boobies, and eye roll.
My least favorite, if I'm being honest, is the red and black guy. I think his outfit's the most boring.
I think he's the most boring. It's not a bad outfit. I just think compared to everyone else, he's the most bland.
Yeah, like hers at least has 3 colors. You got the red, the white, the black. Each piece kind of feels cohesive, but with his, it's just like, I got my boots on and I'm going out.
Yeah. He looks like
He's
I could have
just here
seen
to
him.
grill.
I could have seen him in literally any other game. But yeah, I just really like the designs.
Hopefully the characters are good as well, because good designs are great, but if the characters aren't good, then it's going to be hard to really feel invested too.
Oh yeah. Koshimizu has a fantastic design, but his character is very there.
Someone in chat said the man in the black looks like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Now, I think the person in white with the hat looks like a Scooby-Doo villain.
He does.
No, not my size up. Not him. My boy.
Come on, you gotta admit it, Gab. It looks Scooby-Doo.
Maybe a little bit.
little.
But you know what? He killed Scooby. That's what his fur.
Oh, so it's Shaggy. It's punished Shaggy.
Punished Shaggy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
So this is the next thing. There's a very small blurb about the gameplay in this Persona Central article, and this is actually the reason why I wanted to bring you on, Lewis. Tell me if this sounds familiar at all.
I think I know what you're gonna talk about.
A turn-based
Okay, go ahead.
A turn-based RPG, Soul Hackers 2 features a battle system called Sabbath, based on the press turn system, familiar to the Shin Megami Tensei series. By targeting an enemy's weakness one after another, players can perform an all-out attack. Does that sound familiar?
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Devil Survivor, totally.
So, one other thing I wanted to mention is, do you guys know who's directing this game?
It's the director of Strange Journeys, right?
I know even worse. It's the directors from Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yes.
Isn't that the director of Strange Journey?
So that's the thing. A lot of people are focusing in on the fact that Eiji Ishida is I think he's the producer of this game. The way it's worded here is weird. It says producer and director Eiji Ishida, Mitsuru Hirata. I think
Maybe both.
I think Ishida is the producer, and then Hirata is the director. But I don't know. A lot of people are focusing on the fact that Ishida was the director of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I think that's fair. But I think what a lot of people are also forgetting is that he was also the director for Strange Journey. Now, a lot of Strange Journey...
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, a lot of Strange Journey... To be fair, a lot of Strange Journey was shaped and influenced and led by Kaneko. And that was like his last game, and so it was very much his thing. But Strange Journey is still phenomenal. It's still a phenomenal game.
Also, I would like to point out that Tokyo Mirage...
Elcrest, you go first, and then Lewis.
Yeah, I was about to just say, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is also due to Nintendo as well. It was in this weird stage, because it was originally supposed to be a crossover between Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei.
A more traditional
one.
A more traditional crossover.
Yeah, a more traditional crossover wasn't supposed to be how it is now. What we got likely was through a lot of inside stuff that we may never know what really happened, but at the end of the day, I feel like Tokyo Mirage Sessions is not the director's fault, really, but more so Atlus and Nintendo sort of muddying things up, because it doesn't... how to put this? Someone who directed Strange Journeys, even with Kaneko... I cannot pronounce that name. Even with that being like the last thing he did, it's like this man's a director. He at least still had some influence as well. Clearly, there were some things that were his idea in it. And Strange Journey is overall an amazing game. I doubt it was Mac, how do you pronounce it?
Kaneko. Kazuma Kaneko.
Thank you.
Just say Neko, but Ka before it.
Kaneko. Yeah, I doubt Kaneko had everything like the way he wanted. I really do think that being the director, there was some influence in there, and I think we're gonna see a more unfiltered sort of style if he is a director here like he was in Strange Journeys.
I think another thing is to really consider intention with it, where a lot of, like, obviously TMS initially started off as a more traditional crossover, but eventually they went in the direction they did because they wanted to make it more of a spiritual successor to both games. And it resulted in the way it did. But the whole thing is with that, with what TMS ended up being, in terms of like the aesthetic and the tone and the characters, it wasn't really trying to be either thing. It was trying to be its own thing and just take a lot of elements and inspiration from those things. With this, yeah, it looks very different, but I still think, like, just from this trailer, I get the vibe that they are legitimately trying to make a proper, quote unquote, a proper
story,
a proper Soul Hackers sequel. Which, by the way, just to mention, I am literally in the middle of playing Soul Hackers. I willed this game into existence, so you're welcome. I take a Patreon as payment.
You will Stella Glow 2 into existence, Mac, please.
Yes. I don't know about that. You're gonna have to convince me later on with some PayPal. Anyway,
$50.
But yeah, I see, like, it is very different, but I still get that vibe that they are trying to go for something in that same way. So I think him being producer, director, whatever it is, I think it could really. That doesn't necessarily mean this is gonna be a TMS 2. It could still very much fit within it. I will say, since the video I have playing in the background just got to it, I hate this mascot character. Hate's a strong word. I don't like the fact that there seems to be a mascot character, is what I should say.
There's a mascot character?
Yeah, it's this owl
like
doll thingy.
He's like an emperor.
I'll check it later. I didn't see it.
And he looks... Like, as soon as I saw him on screen, I was like, we didn't need him. I understand why they're doing it, but we don't need him. And I feel like he's kind of just a placeholder to make more merch. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we can sell this. He's a
Yeah, because it's tradition at this point to have a mascot character.
Yeah, but I don't think they needed it. I think they could have moved away from that.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't think a mascot character is always necessary. It's like when they made Navarre the mascot character of Apocalypse.
That is, I don't think anything is ever going to be as bad as Navarre. Navarre is the most baffling to me. Even if I ultimately like Navarre and Apocalypse, he's baffling. I don't get it why they did that.
Maybe he should have been alive the whole game. Maybe.
But yeah, I don't like that mascot character. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of everything everything has really kind of been touched on, outside of like a couple of other things we might have noticed. I don't know if you guys have anything.
We can't.
Well, I just gotta say,
Chinese collector's edition yet. Japan, let us
it.
Let us pre-order it. We want it. You will give it to us.
Yeah, the collector's edition
for it.
That collector's edition looks great.
It's up for pre-order, but Japan.
I like the Jack Frost
pre-orders, so we can't order it from different countries. And
give us more Jack Frost variants, please. I know its name is Ihokun, but I wish it was called Ringho.
Ringho, yeah.
I wish it was called Ringho. I wish.
All I need is Rida as boss fight, and I'll be okay.
Hey, Demicro, thanks for the $2 super chat. I really wish it was called Ringho. I wish we got a Naho Hiho. I wish we got a Samurai of Mikaho.
Chihovino.
Yeah, I wish we got Demi Ho, Holef, Here Ho, whatever else I came up with in that tweet earlier today. I want more Jack Frost variants. Jack Frost variants are great to me. I love Raiho, Hiho-kun, Dimani Ho is a goat. Just give
Frost.
Yes, just give us more variants. They're great.
I just want to know who decided to name the main character Apple in Japanese. Her name is Apple.
Ringo did.
Like Adam and Eve and that whole thing. It's something to do with religion. And lore.
No,
I
no,
wouldn't be
that
surprised.
actually makes a lot of sense when you put it that way.
Another thing with Ringo is that like prior to when they had the countdown, which they started on like Friday or something. God, a week ago we didn't know this game existed. They started a countdown on like Friday or something, and it started off with like a little seed on the website, and then that seed kept growing into a tree, and then like yesterday, once the tree was fully grown, you saw these two things hanging from it. One was green, one was purple, which now represent Ringo and Figu. Figu being a fig, and Ringo being an apple. So it ties into that, I guess. I don't know. I think the Adam and Eve.
The serif thing tree, like is like that tree that has a bunch of fruit that represents different like parts of life, and the serif. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, like that instantly made me think it's
religion.
Yeah, it's just I can't think about what it is.
But
also, I just remembered. This is something I found interesting when Mac was reading the summary, is that these characters are sort of coming down from this sort of divine intervention.
Yeah, they're like these weird angel demon thingies.
Yeah, and it always made me curious as to, from the demon/angel's perspective, like, what the fuck is going down on Earth? What do they think? What are they doing? And so I really hope that's kind of explored, where these two divine beings are sort of experiencing life on here and be like, damn, you live in this place?
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to point out that I actually really like, so Devil Summoner is known for having, it's one of the series that actually employs comps, but it gets a lot more creative with its comps. Obviously there's the most famous thing, the Gump, the gun comp.
The
Calm down.
Yeah, the Gump. But then in Soul Hackers, we also got like a wide variety of different types of comp. We got like brass knuckles as a comp. We got a saxophone. You know, we got things were more creative. In this, at first it seemed like all of the comps in this were going to be different types of guns, because Saizo is
people are begging for a saxophone comp. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, but he has a Tommy gun comp. Arrow has the traditional Gump. Ringo has a Gump that looks like it looks more like
finger booger.
I guess it has like more. It's like bigger. It's like much bigger.
It's like that string thing on her finger that, you know how like Nahobino has the sword that comes out of her arm? For her, it's like a single little booger that comes out of her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just never gonna not think of it as booger.
But one thing I've noticed, because at first it was like, oh, are we just gonna get Gumps? And like Gumps are cool, but like it'd be more fun to have different weird types of comps. I think we are gonna get multiple different types of comps, because Milady, the other girl on the team, she uses Sai. She uses Sai, SAI. And those seem to be her comp. So it seems like they might all be weapons, but we're going to get more than just Gumps, Gump variations. So I'm totally on board with, you know, I'm really curious to see what else. Gab, oh my goodness, Gab, keep it in the bedroom. She stepped away, didn't she?
That was my mom.
It sounded like all I heard was, "You've been a bad girl."
Okay, she's talking to my cat Totoro.
Well, damn, it sounded like you. It sounded like you.
Mac, I'm watching the trailer on your fucking stream, and I just realized that Angel has her old design.
Yes. It seems like they're not going with any Doymans.
That's a shame. I really like the Angel design there. It looks cool.
Yeah. What I'm bummed out is that they're going with classic Jack Frost instead of Doi Frost. Because I really like Doi Frost. I like his Doi. I like his Doi. I like his Jack Frost.
I like Doi's Doi if you get what I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, no. It's kind of a shame, but I kind of get it. But I was hoping that like, SMT5 is gonna act as like kind of a refresh, where like a couple of demons are gonna get new designs that'll carry forward.
It could like have also depended on when this was in development too. This could have been in development a bit before SMT5 did its new designs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also,
do you think they would take they will redesign a ton of demons that were mostly exclusive in Devil Summoner, like Wild Hunt, the ghost whose name I forgot. I don't know. Devil Summoner has a lot of unique demons that rarely made other appearances, so I wonder if they will include them and give them a small redesign.
I think it's totally possible because we've already seen a couple of demons in this trailer that, and not just this trailer, but also in like the lead up, that like these are demons that have never had 3D models before. I forget the one demon, but there's the one screenshot in the lead up we saw where it was Jack Frost riding that demon. But that's a demon that's just never had a 3D model. So it just seems like I think we're gonna get some more like Devil Summoner variants or Devil Summoner demons that have just never really had a 3D model before.
Wild Hunt, my beloved.
Yeah, hopefully we get some good ones, because there's some demons that I've been dying to see in 3D.
Yeah, I mean, I have never played the Devil Summoner games, but there's always been a ton of unique demons that really have a very distinctive style to them, and I like them for that.
Mm-hmm. One thing I've been that was a jarring, like rediscovery, the fact that Pixie in Soul Hackers does not have the standard Pixie design.
I know. And
it's so weird.
Even in Devil Survivor, Pixie is way different. Is she not?
Yeah, she's no, I think she has the normal design. I don't remember if she had her standard or a different
Devil
design.
Summoner, yeah. Devil Summoner, she has blue hair and a white dress. And in Soul Hackers, it's like a coconut head pot, and it's purple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think... No, yeah, those are the most notable redesigns, unless you count Devil Children.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I think some people are being a little too harsh on it. I think they're being too harsh on it. But at the same time, I get it. I just think a lot of this is when we in the West would have discovered Soul Hackers, the vast majority of it would have been in 2013. And by that point, the style of the 90s, we've been so far removed from that it doesn't look like back then. It didn't look like anime, but it absolutely was for its time it originally released. And I don't know. I feel like people just aren't being entirely fair. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm excited. I'm very excited to cover this. Somehow, however it is, I really want to cover it. But yeah, do you guys have anything else you want to say? And then unless you guys have anything else, I think we could probably wrap it up or start wrapping things up.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Macca,
what?
would you make me a sandwich?
Sure, I will. Let me go do that right now.
Wait, no. Do you never watch The Fresh Prince of Blair?
Yes.
Oh. I thought you will get a joke.
Oh. I did.
Never mind.
I actually forgot about it.
It's okay.
So, Street Fighter 6. Did you guys know you can literally buy the logo for $80 on the Adobe store?
I saw that. Yeah.
I saw that.
What the hell? Why?
Someone fucked up. Someone fucked up somewhere.
Someone got lazy there.
I would have the feeling that the backlash the logo got is gonna make them change it to something that actually looks
That logo looks really generic.
Someone
it looks
paid
really
$80
bland.
and said, "That's it, I'm done. I'm taking my
They
losses,
bought
and
it.
I'm out."
They bought it for $80, thin, like rounded out the points, and then added like a slight paint splash of like black to make it look more like graffiti or whatever, and then they fucking gave it 6 notifications. Oh my god, it looks so bad. I don't know. I'm glad Ryu has a beard.
Yeah. He looks great.
That's a good look for him. He's also very wide.
Question. Yeah. He kind of reminds me to Chris Redfield now.
I can see it, yeah. Yeah, he and Chris.
I was gonna say, the other guy, the blonde guy, I know he was the last DLC, I know his origin and all that, but I'm curious, do people love or hate him? Because I have seen very mixed opinions about the guy.
I've heard various opinions, but I also am not super into Street Fighter, but for the most part, what I saw was negative, but it wasn't necessarily him as a concept, it was just his design. People just didn't like his design, and it seems like he has a different design in 6.
It's just very, how can I put it? The whole hell yeah, freedom, America. That's the vibes I get from the design, and it's not exactly a good kind of feeling.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no. Anyone else got any last comments or whatever?
Yeah, I hope Dudley makes it into Street Fighter 6. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. And that was our Street Fighter 6 conversation. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I am going to be streaming 13 Sentinels after this. I'm probably going to go and do a little bit of changing, rearranging, turn my world, flip up, turn upside down, back, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I am dying right now.